Welcome to another section of online class continuity and differentiability. So far we have discussed the continuity of a function at a particular point. Also you know what is continuous function, what is discontinuous function, what is their geometry. Today in this class we are mainly discussing some theorems on continuity. Theorem 1. Let f and g are two real functions continuous at x equal to c. Then f plus g is continuous at c. F minus g is also continuous at x equal to c. F into g is also continuous at x equal to c. F divided by g is continuous at x equal to c, where g of c is not equal to 0. This theorem says that there are two functions f and g, they are continuous at the point x equal to c, where c is a point in the domain of these two functions. Then the sum function f plus g is also continuous at c. Similarly, the difference function is continuous at x equal to c. Also, first into second, the product function is also continuous at x equal to c. Then the quotient function f divided by g is also continuous at x equal to c. There is a condition, the denominator is not equal to g of c is not equal to 0. That means the denominator is not equal to 0. Now we can take the proof of the above theorem. Given f is continuous at x equal to c, that means limit f of x tends to c is equal to f of c. G of x is continuous at c, that is also given. That implies limit g of x tends to c is equal to g of c. f and g continuous ആണെന്ന് തന്നിട്ടുണ്ട് c എന്ന് പറയുന്ന പോയിന്റിൽ. അതുകൊണ്ട് ലിമിറ്റ് f of x equal to f of c ആയിരിക്കും. അതേപോലെ തന്നെ ലിമിറ്റ് g of x tends to c എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് g of c ആയിരിക്കും. Now limit x tends to c, f plus g of x is equal to limit f of x tends to c plus limit g of x tends to c. We know that limit of a sum is equal to sum of the limit, that we have already studied in our plus 1 class, limits and derivative. Therefore we can write limit f of x tends to c plus limit g of x tends to c, that is equal to f of c plus g of c, because limit f of x tends to c is equal to f of c and limit g of x tends to c is equal to g of c. Therefore we can write f of c plus g of c. Now using the definition of sum function, this can be replaced by f plus g of c. Therefore limit f plus g of x tends to c is equal to f plus g of c. That means limit of the function at x equal to c is equal to value of the function at x equal to c. Therefore f plus g is continuous at x equal to c. Similar manner we can prove f minus g is continuous at x equal to c, and f into g is also continuous, f by g is also continuous. There is a condition, denominator is not equal to 0. We can verify the theorem by using an example. Let f of x equal to x square. We know that it is a continuous function. Now we can take another function g of x, that is equal to sin x. We know that the graph of the function sin x is continuous in set of all real number. Therefore both the functions are continuous. Now we can take the sum function. This is f of x and this is g of x. Now I am finding f plus g of x. This is our function f plus g of x. Here again we can see that it is a continuous function. The graph of a function has no break or jump. Therefore if fx is continuous and gx is continuous, then the sum is also continuous. Now we can take f minus g of x, that is x square minus sin x. This is the graph of the function x square minus sin x. That is a continuous function. It has no break or jump. Now we can take another function. This is x square into sin x. Here again we can see that the graph of a function has no break or jump. Therefore it is a continuous function. Now we can take the graph x square divided by sin x, that is the function here. This function is also continuous because if a point is moving along the graph, we can see that there is no break or jump. But here you can see that at x equal to 0, the value of the function is at x equal to 0, the value of the function is not defined. Therefore, it is an example for a continuous function, but it is not defined at x equal to 0. That means x square by sin x is continuous everywhere except at 0, because if x equal to 0, sin x equal to 0, that is the denominator is 0. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ രണ്ട് ഫംഗ്ഷൻ കിട്ടിക്കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ അതിൻ്റെ സമ്മ്, ഡിഫറൻസ്, പ്രോഡക്റ്റ്, കോഷ്യൻ്റ് ഇതൊക്കെ കണ്ടിന്യൂസ് ആണെന്ന് മനസ്സിലാക്കി കഴിഞ്ഞു. ഇതിൽ നിന്ന് നമുക്ക് കുറച്ച് റിസൾട്ട്സ്, അതായത് ഒരു 5 റിസൾട്ട് ഉണ്ടാക്കാൻ പറ്റും. ഇതിൽ ഒന്നാമത്തത് എവരി റാഷണൽ ഫംഗ്ഷൻ ഈസ് കണ്ടിന്യൂസ്. എ റാഷണൽ ഫംഗ്ഷൻ മീൻസ് ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് ഓഫ് ദ ഫോം f of x by g of x. That means every rational function is continuous except g of x equal to 0. That means if you are defining a rational function, we are removing the points at which the denominator is 0. So every rational function is continuous in its domain. That you have to remember, rational functions are continuous in its domain. Second statement is every polynomial function is continuous. Also from the above theorem, we can show that every polynomial function is continuous. അതായത് എല്ലാ പോളിനോമിയൽ ഫങ്ഷൻസും സെറ്റ് ഓഫ് റിയൽ നമ്പേഴ്സിൽ കണ്ടിന്യൂസ് ആയിരിക്കും. മാത്രമല്ല നിങ്ങൾക്കറിയാം എ കോൺസ്റ്റൻറ്റ് ഫങ്ഷൻ ഈസ് ഓൾസോ കണ്ടിന്യൂസ്. ഇഫ് എഫ് ഓഫ് എക്സ് ഇസ് കണ്ടിന്യൂസ് ആൻഡ് സി ഈസ് എ റിയൽ നമ്പർ, then c into f of x is also continuous. We know that a constant function is continuous, f of x is continuous, then by using the theorem product function is continuous, we can write c into f of x is also continuous. That means a scalar multiple of a continuous function is a continuous function. Also we have already know that mod x equal to x if x is greater than 0 and it is minus x, x is less than 0. Both are continuous by using, since every polynomial function is continuous. We already show that mod x is continuous at x equal to 0. Therefore modulus function is also continuous. അപ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് ഈ 5 റിസൾട്ട് വേണമെങ്കിൽ പ്രോബ്ലത്തിൽ ഉപയോഗിക്കാൻ പറ്റും. എല്ലാ റാഷണൽ ഫംഗ്ഷൻസും കണ്ടിന്യൂസ് ആയിരിക്കും, എല്ലാ പോളിനോമിയൽ ഫംഗ്ഷൻസും കണ്ടിന്യൂസ് ആയിരിക്കും, കോൺസ്റ്റൻറ്റ് ഫംഗ്ഷൻസ് കണ്ടിന്യൂസ് ആയിരിക്കും, കോൺസ്റ്റൻറ്റ് ഇൻറ്റു ഫംഗ്ഷൻ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് കണ്ടിന്യൂസ് ആയിരിക്കും, മോഡുലസ് ഫംഗ്ഷൻസും കണ്ടിന്യൂസ് ആയിരിക്കും. Now we have to prove another result. F of x equal to sin x is a continuous function in set of all real numbers. First of all, take f of x equal to sin x. Let c be an element in the domain of the function sin x, that is set of all real numbers. Now f of c equal to sin c. Therefore value of the function at x equal to c is sin c. C can be any point in the domain of the function sin x. That means c can be any real number. Now we have to find, we know that limit sin x, x tends to 0 is equal to 0. അതായത് if x is tending to 0 from left to right or right to left, sin x is tending to 0. That means we know the graph of sin x. From there we can see that if x is approaching 0, sin value is approaching 0. Therefore limit sin x, x tends to 0 is equal to sin x. That we know. Now limit sin x, x tends to c, that we have to determine. Put x equal to c plus h. That means x is tending to c means x is approaching c means h is tending to 0. Therefore this we can write limit sin x, x tends to c equal to limit h tends to 0 sin c plus h. Instead of x we are replacing c plus h and h is tending to 0. Now we know the formula sin a plus b is equal to sin a cos b plus cos a sin b. Using that we can write it as sin c cos h plus cos c sin h. Now if we put h equal to 0, here we get sin c into cos 0. Cos 0 is 1. Therefore it is sin c into 1 plus cos c into 0. That is sin c. That is f of c. Therefore f of x is continuous at x equal to 0. Since c is an arbitrary element, we can say that it is a continuous function. Therefore we have another result. Sin x is continuous at in set of all real numbers. Similarly we have another result. F of x equal to cos x is a continuous function in set of all real numbers. The proof is similar. take f of x equal to cos x. Let c be a real number. We know that the real domain of cos x is a real number. C can be any element in the domain of f. Now f of c is equal to cos c. Now limit cos x extends to 0 is equal to, if x is going to 0, cos value is going to 1. Therefore we can write limit cos x extends to 0 is equal to 1. Now limit cos x extends to c is equal to limit cos x c plus h tends to 0. That is expanding by using the formula cos a plus b, we get cos c cos h minus sin c sin h. Now putting h equal to 0, we get this term is 1. Therefore cos c into 1 minus sin c into 0. That is cos c. That is f of c. Therefore f of x is continuous at x equal to c. So the function is continuous in set of real number. അപ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് cos x ഉം sin x ഉം രണ്ട് റിയൽ ഫങ്ഷൻസ് ആണ്, ട്രിഗണോമെട്രിക് റിയൽ ഫങ്ഷൻസ് ആണ്. അത് രണ്ടും സെറ്റ് ഓഫ് റിയൽ നമ്പേഴ്സിൽ കണ്ടിന്യൂസ് ആണെന്ന് തിയററ്റിക്കലായി പ്രൂവ് ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞു. Now theorem 2. Suppose f and g are two real valued functions such that f composition g is defined at c. If g is continuous at c and f is continuous at g of c, then g composition f is continuous at c. അതായത് രണ്ട് കണ്ടിന്യൂസ് ഫംഗ്ഷൻ്റെ കോമ്പോസിഷനും കണ്ടിന്യൂസ് ആണെന്നാണ് ഈ തിയറം പറയുന്നത്. നമുക്ക് ഈ തിയറം ഒരു എക്സാമ്പിൾ ഉപയോഗിച്ച് വെരിഫൈ ചെയ്യാം. Let f of x equal to sin x and g of x equal to x square. I am finding f dot g of x, that is f of g of x, that is f of x square, that is equal to sin x square. We have to verify sin x square is a continuous function using graph. We can verify the above example by graphically. Let f of x equal to sin x. This is the graph of the function sin x. We can see that it has no break or jump, hence it is a continuous function. Already we proved. Now we can take a polynomial function x square, that is g of x. This is our g of x, this is our f of x. Both the functions are continuous. Now I am drawing the graph of f composition d, that is sin of x square. Here again we get a graph like this. This is a continuous function. Therefore sin x square is also continuous. ഇനി നമ്മൾ sin x സ്ക്വയറിൻ്റെ ഗ്രാഫാണ് ഇവിടെ കാണുന്നത്. ഇത് ഗ്രാഫിന് ബ്രേക്കോ ജമ്പോ ഇല്ലാത്തതുകൊണ്ട് നമുക്കിതിനൊരു കണ്ടിന്യൂസ് ഫംഗ്ഷൻ ആണെന്ന് പറയാം. ഇപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ രണ്ട് കണ്ടിന്യൂസ് ഫംഗ്ഷൻ കിട്ടിക്കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ അതിൻ്റെ സമ്മ്, ഡിഫറൻസ്, പ്രോഡക്റ്റ്, കോഷ്യൻ്റ്, കോമ്പോസിഷൻ ഇവയൊക്കെ കണ്ടിന്യൂസ് ഫംഗ്ഷൻ ആണെന്ന് മനസ്സിലാക്കി കഴിഞ്ഞു. ഇതിൻ്റെ ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻസ് എന്താണെന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ നമുക്ക് രണ്ട് കണ്ടിന്യൂസ് ഫംഗ്ഷൻസ് ഉപയോഗിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് എത്ര വേണമെങ്കിലും കണ്ടിന്യൂസ് ഫംഗ്ഷൻസ് കൺസ്ട്രക്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ സാധിക്കും. കണ്ടിന്യൂസ് ഫംഗ്ഷൻ്റെ ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻസ് എന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ നമ്മൾ ഒരു പോയിന്റിൽ ഒരു ഫംഗ്ഷൻ കണ്ടിന്യൂസ് ആയാൽ മാത്രമേ ആ പോയിന്റിൽ നമുക്ക് അതിൻ്റെ ഡെറിവേറ്റീവ് കാണാൻ പറ്റും. ഡെറിവേറ്റീവും ഇൻ്റഗ്രലും കണക്റ്റഡ് ആണ്. അപ്പോൾ ഇനിയുള്ള അങ്ങോട്ടുള്ള എല്ലാ കാൽക്കുലസും നമ്മൾ മെയിനായിട്ട് ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് കണ്ടിന്യൂസ് ഫംഗ്ഷൻ്റെ അടിസ്ഥാനത്തിലായിരിക്കും.